Right, we're going live. Just a quick volume check here, Casey.
All right.
Oh, I hear you here. Are you coming through on the stream, alright? Alright, welcome to Full Throttle TV and Vidane Racing. Rent a race car speedway series where the champion of this series will get a chance to race a or a street stock car down at Stafford Motor Speedway through the Rent a Race Car program. Tonight, we've got the Rowdy's Dippn 150 live from Talladega Motor Speedway. I'm Dean Doucette. With me tonight is Casey Mulligan. Casey, looks like we got another one, a good one here with the Vidane boys.
Oh yeah, and man, the truck series here, it's going to be really exciting. The draft package and everything. I'm really excited.
Yeah, these trucks are great, and you can run them anywhere. We've seen guys below the yellow line all over the track, and not sure we'll be doing that during the racing, but you can put them anywhere. They got great suck up and the ability to just make all these moves three wide, come from 10 cars back. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight, Casey.
Yeah, with the way you suck up, I mean, it's going to be really exciting. You're going to get these big runs. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some four wide tonight, and that'd be really.
Oh, I can almost guarantee it. The way these boys run, they don't hold anything back. We're going to see three wide, four wide. I'm sure of it. It'll be a matter, and we'll get right into that right now. We'll get into the keys to the race. Wreck avoidance, number one. These guys, they got to stay on the track. You got to keep that car clean. And we know they're going to come out. It's only 56 laps tonight. They're going to come out and they're going to be going right from lap one, just like they did last week. So you got to avoid those wrecks. You got to get some help coming down the stretch, coming down to the end. You got to have some friends. And as well, we got pit strategy out there. Of course, you're going to have to pit these trucks and coming in with a teammate, deciding whether you got four tires, two tires, full tank of gas, not a little less gas for a little more speed. Big decisions to be made all night long, Casey.
Yeah, Man, I tell you, if you don't have a teammate here, you're gonna be in big trouble. Because I mean, it's it's all or nothing here.
It really is. As we see the 99 car just flipping around. What a violent wreck here during practice. Wow. Anyway, we'll take a quick look in on the weather. The track temp right now 106, air temp 78. So it's going to be a little bit slick out there. 106 track, Casey. It could have a little bit of an effect on these trucks.
Yeah, a little bit. Be interesting to see what they have their tape at. If they put it at the low setting or not. It might be a little loose getting in the corners. We'll see.
Yeah, it just might be. As we take a look in at the track here, Talladega Motor Speedway, like I said, 56 laps tonight, a 2.66 mile oval, and the banking 33 degrees in the main turn. It is slightly less around in different spots, 32, 32 and a half, but generally speaking, 33-degree banking. This track opened up back in 1969. This one's been around quite a while.
Yeah, and they've had some really great finishes here, so it produces some really good racing. I've seen five wide here before. It gets pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lots of room out there. Great track to race on. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. These guys, they don't hold anything back, like we said, Casey. And like I couldn't believe last week we were on lap one and we were looking at three wide all the way around. They were doing a great job of it. So it's good. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. The start off the race. I mean, we come here to race, and who wants to sit back?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at the board right now. Sean M. Butler leading there with the times. I'm not sure how relevant these are, whether they had a draft or not, but seeing the number one car back up there, he was having a good race last week, pretty aggressive, and he looked good.
Yeah, he was really strong all night until he got in that wreck near the end, but he still pulled off a good finish.
Absolutely. As that's going to, we're winding down on practice here, and just look over this board here. We'll try and get some current standings if they will come up at this point. Looks like it's going to have to, it'll wait now that practice is over. But yeah, these guys as they head out to qualifying here, my final thoughts here before we go to break here is like where do you want to be, Casey? Is what I was going to get at. Do you want to ride around the back? You want to play it safe, wait for what is almost inevitable, a wreck here at Talladega, and try to get your car woed down and get through that thing, or even completely stop? Or do you want to try and get up front and avoid it that way?
I think the best strategy would be to try to be out front, within the first four lanes. I think I prefer the outside lane or the middle lane, whatever you want to call it. But if you're hanging out in the back, yeah, you can see the wreck coming. But if you have a car or two behind you, are they gonna check up in time or wreck you? So you're gonna be in trouble either way.
Yeah, I tend to agree. There's really no safe spot. Trying to roll the truck down from 180, 190 miles an hour when you're around the back, and like you said, if someone's behind you, that you got to count on them to be hitting the brakes at the same amount of pressure that you are. Very dangerous there. There is no real safe spot. There's no way to play it safe. You might as well come out and race hard. But that's exactly what these guys are going to do tonight. They're going to come out here. They're going to put on a great show. They're going to race extremely hard. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a commercial break here if we can find it. Yes, here we go. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get right back. We'll set your starting order, and we'll get ready for what's going to be one heck of a super speedway race here in the Rowdy's Dippn 150 at Talladega. welcome back to the Rowdy's Dippin' 150 from Talladega here. You guys want to make sure you go out and check out Rowdy's Dippin' on Facebook there. They do a lot of work with their full body dips that'll just give you an amazing paint job, and they fix up body work. Great guys over there at Rowdy's Dippin' Services. Please go check them out. As we look in at qualifying here, Casey, looking like Butler is going to be on top of the board right now with a 55.34.
Yeah, there's some really competitive laps up there. Everybody's real close.
Yeah, well, you look at those top 10. I mean, they're .04 away from each other. Wow, that is impressive. This is going to be one heck of a race out here.
It sure is. These guys are real good, and I'm excited to watch. See how see how exciting this is going to be. Man, I'm just watching this 24 right now. He might be pretty fast.
Yeah, that is Gok there in the 24, the famous DuPont paint scheme there, made famous by it's slipping my tongue, Gordon. Oh my goodness, almost forgot Jeff Gordon.
Oh, he didn't get his second lap in, but
And you could see down there, way down on the apron, as these
oh,
cars.
there he goes. He got it right to the top. Sorry.
He did. There you go. Our pole sitter. Nice pick there, Casey, the 24. And that leads me to right now, like, who is your pick here? For myself, I really think that number one car, it just rings to me, number one, first spot, Sean M. Butler. I'm going to take him, and I'm going to throw out a long shot to our good friend, Paul Strickland Jr., starting back in the field a bit, and I'm hoping he can come home in the top three.
Yeah, I'm looking at that 66 right now. He's pretty good at these super speedways, and the 38 Wes Hogue. He's always good here.
Yeah, Wes Hogue, last year's runner-up, just missed out on that trip to the Stafford Speedway through the rent-a-race car guys. Barely missing out, and on that was a shame. But going to be real strong tonight. And what was your other pick there? The 66 of Blake Reynolds. He'll be tough as will everybody. As we can see these times, Casey, there's virtually through to 16th place or within .13 seconds. You still got me, Casey.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry, folks, we got to make sure these mics are working as we look in on the field here and look in on our starting lineup. So starting on the pole, Jonathan D. Joe Coke. I can't get it right. He's got a pull time of 55.325. On the outside of row one, in the one car, Sean M. Butler. Starting third, the 77 of Alan Bowles. And on the outside of row two is going to be the 12 car of Houston Hammer. Cody Fuller will be starting in the inside of row three in the 11 machine. On the outside of row three is going to be Jonathan Shipman in the 23 car. Wes Hogue in the 38 car will be starting in 7th spot. Eric Wineland, the 21, will start on the outside of row 4. In the inside of row 5 is Sam Watson in that 28 truck. On the outside of row 5 is going to be the 66 of Blake Reynolds.
In 11th place starts the 53 car of Joe Morganetti. In 12th place we have the 10 of Joshua Filia. In 13th we have Joshua Stiles in the 19 truck. In 14th we have the 81 of Alec Karen. In 15th we have Paul Strickland Jr. In 16th we have Jarrett Woolyard. In 17th we have Keenan Cousin. In 18th, we have Alex Vis- sorry, Visalena. I'm sorry,
Vasilio,
Visilio. Yes, okay.
maybe.
In 19th, we got Justin Noblock. In 20th, we got Justin Fuller.
Yeah, and that robs out your top 20. Looking in at the following up, filling out the field. Sorry, the 16 of Bobby Sweeney, Joe Branch in the 72, Josh Batista in the 25, and Daniel Harrington in the 82. So back up front here to Jonathan Goke as the pace car is looking to come in here, I think, shortly. Or is he faking me out?
Oh, he's coming in. Getting ready to go green.
Jonathan Goke leads them to the start finish line here. Sean M. Butler on the outside, waiting the green flag.
Green, green, green.
There it is. Green
And there we
flag's
go.
out.
Yes, the green flag is down. The 24 with a good jump. You got the 77 there of Alan Bowles pushing that 24 hard on the inside. As on the outside, Sean M. Butler trying to hang with him. Doesn't really have any real help there quite yet.
Not yet, but they'll get that run down the back straightaway here.
As we got ourselves a nice clean start here, and we can already see these trucks are moving around quite a bit, Casey. This is going to be a testament to these guys to try and keep these things clean all night.
It really will be because I don't know how the setup's handling, but I know sometimes you get loose gunning in the corner, and could spell trick.
And the 77 darts outside there in front of Butler. So that's going to be Butler and the 77 of Bowles starting to work together as Butler's going to try and push him. Those obviously are Caterpillar teammates there. The 77 clear on the inside. Bowles is going to follow, or Butler's going to follow him down there, and they're going to take the 1-2 positions right away.
Oh, that's what you need here, Talladega. Teammates working together.
As we look down the straightaway here, as they're fanning out, we're about to go 3 wide here.
Here comes the 11. Ooh,
Oh!
Oh, they're safe.
Oh no!
Oh, how unfortunate.
Oh man, that is terrible. So try and get a look in this crash here. So we're going to take a look in here from the 28 car. That is Sam Watson here. Just see what happens around him. See if we can see exact. The 24 down there gets a little contact. The 38 gets shot up the track, takes out the 18, the 28, the 12. Got a little piece of that. Lots of damage all around the track. My goodness.
Well, that was unexpected for the first lap there, or second lap. Man, there's a lot of cars involved.
So we're going to go here in the cockpit of the. I believe we're in the 66 car truck. Let's see what he sees here. Well, as you can see, he had nowhere to go. That was brutal.
Yeah, the 24 and an 11 kind of got together there, and they wrecked a little bit, but they saved it, and that's why the 38 checked up. But the guy behind him didn't have enough time to react and sent him up into the 81.
So we see a few guys going down pit lane here, and pits are going to be key here with 56 laps. Casey, I don't know if you're aware of what fuel mileage we can get here in these trucks or not, but they're definitely got to make one stop. And at some point, if these cautions come out, it's going to be can you make it or not.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. If it might go green from here on out, you never know. Uh, I don't think it will change the strategy too much right now, but some people topping on.
Yeah, the only real strategy is whether you want to be out front or out back. And like we said, if you're out front, you avoid those things. I don't
See,
think too many at the back were
we
too
got
safe with that
7
one.
trucks that stayed out. Oh, 8 trucks.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure how many survived that, Casey. Did you get a look at the guys off of pit road? If anybody came out who didn't have heavy damage? You got me, Casey. You got me now, Casey.
Yes.
All right. I have to reset this once in a while. We're having still some kind of Discord problem on here, but we'll keep her going and we'll work our way through it. So what we were asking is the guys coming off pit road, Casey, did you notice anybody who was still had their car intact?
I haven't been. I was looking at the replay, but I know 8 trucks stayed out. I'm just trying to see how many were involved in that wreck.
Well, as we look back at the 66 of Blake Reynolds, we'll try and get a look at his truck here. It looks no worse for wear. They could have a fast repair here, um, probably only one, and that would put everybody back in good shape. And I'm pretty sure they do actually carry one fast repair.
Yeah, the that's a real disadvantage for it to be on the second lap that you lose that fast repair. But oh man, that's not a good way to start the race.
No, these guys are aggressive, and the trucks, as we know, can jump around a little bit. It's bound to happen, especially if you have a fast repair. There's not a whole lot lost here. And as we look in, we're going to run down our top 10 currently. That's Ellen Bowles, Sean M. Miller, Jonathan Shipman, Joshua Filia, Joe Morganetti, Joshua Stiles, Blake Reynolds, Justin Knobloch, Keenan Husan, and Eric Wineland rounded out the top 10. As we see a truck stopped here, I believe that is Blake Reynolds stopped on the track here. Not sure what's going on as he gets moving again. Perhaps just a little washroom break there, as sim racers have been known to take here and again.
Yeah, and here at Talladega, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So out front here, Casey, looking in at the 1 and the 77, are two Caterpillar trucks. These guys look really good. They look stable. They look like they know how to work together. One of our keys, getting someone to work with you. What do you think about these two guys?
Oh, it's an advantage that they're next to each other, and it'll be interesting to see how well they can hold the lead. And this restart's going to be important. Like like to see what their strategy is there. If somebody's going to lay back a little bit, or
Yeah, always interesting when you got a teammate on the outside. Do you try and leave them a spot behind you, or you try and check up a little bit and let them slip in front of you and try and get hooked up that way?
yeah, they're going to want to stay together if they possibly can here, because that's such a big advantage.
So taking a look here at our picks of the day, I had Butler, I believe. You had Blake Reynolds. Who else did we have? We had Paul Strickland Jr. Let's take a look in on how Paul's doing right now. It looks like he's back on pit road, and hopefully his night is not done.
No, no, I don't think he was involved in that. I think he's just coming in, top it off, get some fresh rubber, and ready to.
Yeah, well, that's good. I always like the strategy. I mean, perhaps he's thinking, you know what, I'm just going to, play the fuel mileage game a little bit and make sure I'm safe, try and stay at the back. You can be safe at the back, but I prefer to be the last one in line instead of just somewhere at the back.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job when that wreck happened. The guys in the back that mostly missed it, so it worked out for them a little bit.
We look in on Wes Hogue here as well. I believe that was your other pick. Currently, let's see if we can get up where he is running. So currently in 14th spot. I mean, it's really not that relevant here on Super Speedway. You can make a move so quick towards the front. As long as you have a car to race, you should be all right.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to get back to the front here. Uh, that outside lane, it can move you up there pretty.
As we wind down here, as we're in one to go, we're coming around. We'll be getting going green right shortly here. As we see that pace car file off towards the inside, and these boys get all stacked up and repacked and ready for this action here. All right, as they line up, the 77 and the 1, the two Caterpillar trucks up front here. The green flag drops, 77 down and away, the 1 right beside them. You got the 23 and the 10 right behind them. Doesn't look like he's letting his teammate get him on the high side. Something me and you might do on occasion, Casey, is let that guy down. But
Yeah,
a little nudge there on the 71 or 77, or he cut a little bit of the apron. Almost lost it there.
yeah, I'm thinking if the one gets enough of a run down here and gets in front of that 77, he'll come right down and.
Yeah, the only problem is, do you bring the 10 with you? You know, that's one problem with trying to slow down on that inside line. As we see that high line taking a very high line.
And there they go. They're teaming up right now.
As we're looking 3 wide here, the 51's in the middle, the 66 down low. That 51 has got a hot rod there. He's on the move in the middle.
Wow. That's the type of racing we get here now with that big run.
That truck looks extremely strong as we got the 20 down on the apron, making up time down there under the yellow line.
Wow, I've never seen that before.
We've seen it in practice, and it looks like we're going to see it during the race here as they go 3 and 4 wide down the backstretch here. As we see those two teammates on the high side beginning to work together, the 77 of Alan Bowes, the 1 of Sean M. Butler.
Wow, they're going to be really tough to beat on that high line. They got those 4 guys, 5 guys up there now. Looks like they might just ride around on the outside line.
Yeah, you were talking about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast about that high line, and you get that whole line up there, boy, they're going to be real tough to run. You can't pass on the inside. You just can't carry enough speed.
Oh, and we have a little switch down here. The 77 goes low.
Yeah, surprising to see the 77 drop down there. They were having such great success, but he's not content up there. That's a bit of a odd move.
Yeah, maybe he wants to fall back a little bit and see if he get back up there, and or maybe just wants to ride it out.
Maybe his truck wasn't handling good up there. I don't know. Something's off with the 77 as he continues to drop back, but that's going to allow the 51 here of Justin Fuller coming up to take the lead at the line, put Fuller on the point, the 51.
Wow, they came from a far ways back there. And, oh, look at this 28.
Oh,
no!
no!
He's back in the 20.
He
Oh, they
held it
saved it. They
together.
saved it. Wow.
What an amazing save by the 24. Excellent, excellent job there. Not wrecking himself, not wrecking the field, and they're still going. Wow. That was
That opens
incredible,
the door
Casey.
for the 10 car here.
As we see that 15 truck, Justin Knobloch looking to the high side. He
Oh
wants to lead.
no!
Oh no, the 66, the 21, the 51. Oh, heavy damage to several cars here. Oh boy.
Wow. Well, that'll do it for the 66 truck. He'll have
Uh,
to park it. Looks like.
yeah, we take a look in at the 66 here. He's got the 11 behind him. The 28 comes up the track, takes a 51. Oh, the 66, heavy damage. So we'll try and look back and see a couple more angles of this one.
Looks like the 28. No, 28 truck was involved as well. Well, that was the start of it.
We'll try the chase from the 11 truck here as we begin. The 24 just clips the 28 car down on the low side, sends him up the track. Heavy damage. Looks like someone got stuck in the wall as well.
The 19 truck,
That's the
the one that got
19,
stuck in the
yeah.
wall.
Oh, really a lot of heavy damage out here. As we circle back to live here, look in to see if there's any pit stops coming up for these guys.
Man, how exciting was that? That was pretty cool. Everybody's going for that lead. Nobody wants to sit back, and makes for some exciting race.
I got to tell you, these boys at Vidane, man, they don't hold back at all. I love it. It's great broadcasting. They race hard every lap, lap in, lap out. Very entertaining. I mean, when you're down in the truck, it's a little different. I know that. We've been there, Casey. You don't want to be wrecked. You don't want to pace around. But up here in the booth, boy, it sure brings some excitement to the table.
Yeah, and you can't blame these guys for wanting to get up there and race. I mean, that's what we come here to do. Man, it was making some really, really good three-wide racing there, and just a little bit of a slip up, and that's what happens here.
Absolutely. As we watch Hogue, the 38, come off of pit lane there. So that's 12 laps down. We still got 44 to go. I don't believe they can make it from here, Casey. I'm not too sure on that, but I think they're at least a few laps short yet.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to make it from here. At least another pit stop here.
Uh-oh, and we've got someone wiping out during the pace lap. Not sure who that was back there, but someone was doing a little spinning. Perhaps the 20 car.
I think it's the 23. It looks like he just stopped turning. Came up, made contact with the number 20 or 72.
Well, that's unfortunate. And those kind of things will bring some bad blood to the track, and that's the last thing you want at a super speedway is people in these tight quarters, bumper to bumper, and they got a bit of a beef going.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It was 23 at Jonathan Shipman there, and he was last scored in third place. So
Yeah,
he'll go to the back.
yeah. I imagine he'd been assessed an EOL penalty for that, and he'll drop to the back. So we got a couple of sponsors here with the Rent a Race Car Super Speedway Series, sponsored by Rent a Race Car. Of course, the winner of this series will get a trip down to Stafford Motor Speedway and run a street stock race there. Last year, I believe Clash was the winner. and he actually flew in. I'm pretty sure Paul Strickland Jr. flew in to meet him there as well, and he was able to race. And I guess he had a hell of a race going and had some engine failure. But for us sim racers, there's nothing better than getting out there, getting yourself in a real race car, and that's something that they provide here through this Rent a Race Car Super Speedway series.
Yeah, and that's really special. I mean, how many leagues can say that? That's really amazing that they have that opportunity to get somebody from the sim racing world out there in the real life and see how they do.
Yeah, it really is special. And our other sponsor here tonight, we're running the Rowdy's Dippn 150. These guys are some great guys over there. Do some great body work. All your dipping services for they do these dip paints, these liquid dip paints. They do some kind of plastic dipping. Please go check them out on Facebook. Uh, it's Rowdy's Dippin' Plastics, something and something, and these are great guys. They'll do a great job with your car. You wouldn't be you'd be so happy with the way it looks afterwards. I checked them out. Amazing work they're doing over there. So as we pace around here, we'll take a look in on our top 10 once again. And we're going to have Keenan Kusan up front here right now. Paul Strickland Jr. be second. Sean M. Butler, Joshua Fila, Alex Vasilio, Wes Hogue, Joe Morganetti, Justin Knobloch, Justin Fuller, and Eric Wineland. That's your top 10 currently on the track.
We have 18 guys still on the lead lap, so still pretty competitive field. Hopefully, nobody got eliminated in that, but I think we got one, two, or three guys out of the race right now.
Yeah, I'm sure we do. And we're look here at Sean Butler currently in third. And where's the 77? Remember the 77 jumped down to that low side for some reason, leaving his teammate. And perhaps he had an issue, could have had a phone call, who knows? The way sim racers, you never know what's going on. But that's going to put him mired back in about 12th spot right now, Casey.
Yeah, he fell back and he just missed. He just missed that wreck. So it kind of put him right in the middle of it when he fell back, but he should be fine.
Yeah, well, that's lucky for him. And like we talked about, running up front, that's where you avoid these wrecks. And, he fell back into that mess, put himself in danger, but managed to get through there, hopefully by the talent of his driving. And currently we look in on, let's see, Paul Strickland Jr. again, a good friend of ours, runner, one of the originators of Vidane racing, currently in second place after starting in 15th. He's got to be happy with his day so far.
Yeah, he stayed out in this last pit stop here, and he's he has nothing to lose here because they still have to make another pit stop. And the way it's been racing, they might get another caution here pretty soon. And yeah, he's looking good right now.
And we'll look in on Keenan Kusan. Hopefully we got your name right, Keenan. Doing a heck of a job running up front here in that 22 truck and looking really good here. Started 17th, probably our biggest mover of the field, I would imagine.
Yeah, our top 10 is full of guys that started out of the top 10. So seems like the guys in the back they've moved up, and the guys up front they kind of fell back. So never know. Qualifying doesn't mean too much here.
No, it doesn't mean a whole lot at all.
Running position doesn't matter too much yet either. So we'll see what happens here at the end.
Looks like we're going with a single file restart here as the pace car pulls off the track. The 22 of Keenan Koosman getting ready to take that green flag.
Green, green, green.
And it's down and away. The 22 will lead him by Paul Strickland Jr. in the 94 of second, and the one car down inside, trying to get inside to Paul Strickland Jr. He'll do just that. That's Sean Butler, sorry, as he's looking for the lead early here.
Yeah, and the ten car decided to go with the one car here, so leaves Paul a little bit alone, but he's getting some help from the 15 and 50.
Yeah, Paul's going to be up on that high side. We know how strong that's been when it gets hooked up. We'll see if the one of Sean Butler can hold them off down here. He's got the 10 of, who is that, Joshua Filia down there. We haven't given him a lot of air time yet. He's been looking good out there.
Yeah, he was looking pretty good last week as well. Ooh, oh, sorry, the 51 pulled out and threw me off, but yeah, he's been looking pretty.
Yeah, that 51 truck been real strong out there, real fast. Perhaps a little loose. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on him up there, but don't forget about his speed. He went down the middle virtually alone, passing everybody. Oh, is it way off the track here, looking for room? Wow!
Yeah, I don't know if they touched or if they're just going to the back. Kind of surprised by that.
Not sure what happened there exactly. They must have just touched because they didn't just go down there to pass. They were looking a little bit slow. As we look in on the 14 truck here, that's Bulliard there in the 14 truck, and he's having himself an alright evening here as he makes his way towards this front pack here down on the inside.
When I checked the replay, the 10 and the 1, they just pulled off, and it looks like the one fell back to the 77 and the 10's with them, so all three of those guys are working together.
Man, I can barely watch all the action out here. These guys are darting in and out, changing lanes, 3 wide. The 77 coming down. Looks like maybe that was the 10 car with him. As we're getting a little bit of a breakaway here, a little bit of a 2-pack action here.
Well, the 53 is looking pretty good down here in the low lane with the 51 looking get to the front.
Yeah, Joe Morganetti there, along with the 51. They are going to try and make a move here and get hooked up. That's Justin Fuller, I believe. Currently out front, though, the 15 truck of Justin Knobloch, our new leader here, as it continues to switch up. And this front group here starting to pull away a little bit here. If they can stay hooked up, they might be able to walk away from that back group.
Yeah, the one in the 77, they're back there running that high line, and I don't know if they have enough trucks to catch up with those guys in the front.
Wow, that'd be a real shame for those two. Real strong all night, and if they lose this draft, currently it's not. I mean, they're hanging just there. They got to get that second group together. There's a 51 up here. He slides up high. He's looking for racing room still. He's not content.
Always got help. The 51, yeah. Oh, he's looking outside.
And this racing is only slowing this pack down, allowing this second pack to catch back up. I think they're going to get right back up there again. We're going to have ourselves some more crazy racing here.
Yeah, if they would have just single filed out in the top pack there, they could have ran away from those guys. But yeah, those other guys, they're catching them right now.
Well, you know, it's tough, Casey, when you try and ask a race car driver to stop racing and do something else. They just don't want to do it. They want to race. They want to get to the front, and the consequences be damned.
Yeah, and why do you want to race single file anyway? I don't like to watch it on TV. I don't like to do it in the game. So.
Absolutely. As we see Paul Strickland back there, kind of hanging out by himself. I think he's just kind of taking it easy right now. But right now, the 24 truck, that is Jonathan D. Goke. And he is our leader once again. And guess
Yeah,
who's on the outside of him, Casey?
there's my guy right there, Wes Hogue.
Yeah, Wes Hogue, can't count him out at any track. Uh, almost won the championship last year, and he's looking strong in that Pennzoil truck.
Yeah, he's come to life here. Um, that 24 man, he's been up here this whole time. Seems like he'll get past and he'll come right back to the front. So he's looking pretty good.
As we hop on board here with Jonathan Shipman from his cockpit and just have a look at how these guys are racing. I mean, the 38 right down in front of them. Wow. It's just intense racing. You can see that truck bouncing around. And he's back to the outside. The 15 going by on the high side. I mean, there's action everywhere here.
This is just wonderful racing. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
And we're starting to see those Caterpillar trucks hooked up once again on the outside. You got Sean Butler and the 77 of Alan Bowles. Watch out for them as they get back up here in contention with this main pack.
Yeah, they're hooked up on that outside line. They're making up distance here. They're gonna be outside for the lead pretty soon. I keep it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Looks like they got a little bit stalled here. They're kind of in some dirty air, or they're just not enough drivers up there helping them out. But keep an eye on the 1 and 77. They're going to work together. It's a big thing here at Talladega, Daytona. You got a teammate, a friend who's going to work with you. Makes all the difference in the world. As I say that, they're dropping way back towards the back. Not sure. It's such a game of runs here, Casey. You just almost can't figure out what's affecting these trucks so much.
Yeah, I think the 77 has a little bit of damage, so I don't know if that's hurting them at all, or maybe they're just hanging back and expecting the run.
Like you look at someone like the 51 there, just fell out of line. That's Justin Fuller. He fell out of line, dropped just like a rock back to, I don't know, maybe 10th place or something. But when you're not in that draft, you put that nose out in that clean air and it just knocks you.
Yeah, it's like hitting a wall as soon as you get out there, and you have no drafting help. But
so it looks like these guys are settling in a little bit as that back group is falling off again. That includes the two I was talking up of, the 1 and the 77. Hopefully they can continue to stay in that 4-car draft they got there and get their way back up here. It's not looking good for them right now.
I think they're just riding it out right now. I'm sure if they really wanted to catch them, they'd pull down instead of riding that high line.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. They're probably just waiting and thinking there'll be yet another wreck, and that could be very well be true. As right now, we got the 15, Justin Knobloch continues to lead. The 12 truck of Houston Hammers right there. Jonathan D. Goke, Wes Hogue, Joe Morganetti, Jared Bolliard, Justin Fuller, Alex Vasilio, and Josh Batista, Jonathan Shipman in your top 10.
And the 12 truck just went to the lead. Here comes the 38 of Wes Hogue. Getting a push from the 51.
51's had a lot of mustard all night as he pushes him down. Wes Hogue right to the lead, drops to the bottom, leaves his dancing partner out there all alone, but the 24 is going to come up and join him.
Yeah, that 24, he wants to get back to the front, so he knows 51's fast, and they're gonna make a good run here on the outside.
I like the way these guys are racing up here. They look like they got their act together, and we might just go green here the rest of the way. Knock on wood.
Yeah, they're looking pretty solid right now. The 12 car pulls way out of the line, and he looks to fall back, I guess, here.
Don't look now though. there's a 5 car lineup back there that's coming hot and heavy on that outside from the way back. And I think you might be right. They might be just toying around there because they seem to just come back up whenever they want.
Yeah, they're really strong. I said they just sitting back there for a bit and waiting maybe for some action to happen.
So Wes Hogue, your current leader, started in 7th. He's being challenged by the 51 of Justin Fuller there on the outside. As Justin just noses ahead, but his 24, the guy pushing him, jumps to the high side all alone, and he's going to drop. He's going to hit that wind, and he's going to have to file back in there, maybe in 8th place. It's just amazing how that wind affects you. As soon as you jump out of line, you're dead. It's a 51.
You there, Dean?
Yeah, you got me?
Yes.
For some reason, the mic does drop out from once in a while. I have to go reset it. Very strange activity here in Discord. Anyway, the 51, your current leader, Justin Fuller. Second place, the 14 of Jarrett Bulliard. And we haven't given him a lot of airtime either. The 14's been solid all night here. He's looking good out there.
Yeah, he might actually be a teammate to that 51. They got the same paint scheme going on here. Or so.
And he's going to try and jump out all alone. With no help, he's going to drop right back. And these guys are just going to freight train him at this point. What an unfortunate, no help at all.
Yeah, I guess he was expecting to get some help up there and take the lead.
It's just amazing how quickly they drop back. He's got to be a little peeved. I guess nobody went with him. Maybe he had some radio communication that someone was going to, but they did not. So a little tough break there. As we wind down now, reaching the halfway point, and we continue to see Justin Fuller out front and Wes Hogue right on his bumper.
Yeah, and I see as we're running up on the 94 of Paul Strickland. He must have just pitted not too long ago. That's where that coming, where him staying out, kind of losing ground there.
Yeah, well, he'll be good to go now, so he's just got to latch onto this pack and hope it all files out for him. Yeah, put the 94 a lap down right now. As everything kind of settles down for a bit here, as we get single file down on the inside, and these guys are content to ride right now, probably thinking about pit stops anytime. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think... Go ahead.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're getting ready to do some pit stops here soon.
Yeah, they must be considering it. I mean, I'd find it hard to believe that anybody would have to pit this early in the run. But, you know, the halfway marker has fallen. Paul has pitted. He should be good to go for the race.
They actually, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they run a smaller gas tank here. 60%?
Yes, yeah, actually, I think
20 lap runs.
Yeah, I think actually you are correct, and Paul might be right on the verge of the limit of that tank at 28 or so laps.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's gonna be able to make it on one more stop yet. Here they come.
All right, we got pit stops. Everybody's coming down.
Everybody got in there pretty well there.
Justin Fuller, first one in, followed by Houston Hammer and Justin Knobloch. We'll ride it right here. We'll watch Fuller come out in the 51. He's down and away, coming off of pit road. Is he going to be the first one off?
Oh, he had a great pit stop.
He had a great pit stop, but coming out alone's no good. He might have been the only guy to take like no tires or something, and he's going to come out alone. And I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that spot when they catch back up to him.
Yeah, but at least he won't lose the draft. That's one thing he won't lose.
Well, that's a good point. Be
The rest of
interesting
the
to
cars
see
just
where
come in.
Be interesting to see where Paul Strickland Jr. cycles through, as he's already pitted. Yeah, as we get that
Oh,
other
he's
group on pit road right now.
looks like Paul's lost the draft. Everybody else is in turn 3, and he just come off at turn 2. So unfortunately, he lost the draft.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Paul. As we look at the 51 now, he's out here alone. He's obviously a sitting duck at this point, but like you said, he will latch on here somewhere. That's going to put the 4 car up here. Now, I think this is off sequence here, as I'm not sure. The 4 apparently is running the wrong number by the looks of it. So I'm not sure exactly who's in that truck at this point. Right now, the 10 truck of Joshua Filia is posted as our leader, but that'll change here as we cycle around.
Yeah, that group had a good pit stop. They came out and they were able to get up to speed faster than some other guys.
So Houston Hammer, he's going to take over the lead here, followed by Justin Knobloch. Behind him is Cody Fuller. Then back in contention, we've got our 2 Caterpillar trucks, Valen Bowles and Sean Butler. And they're going to be tough from here on in, with 23 to go. Oh, we got wiggling. We got a... Oh,
Oh, and they saved it.
wow. Everybody deep to the inside. Saved it there. Great job by everybody.
Wow, and I was about to say this other group was 3.2 seconds back, but that's going to help them.
Yeah, that'll help them a lot. Wow, that was crazy. Just someone got just a little bit loose there, and everybody stayed under control. Great job by the drivers out here at Vidane Racing.
It really was. Every time they seem like they're making contact, they seem
Oh,
to
and we
think,
got trouble.
All right, man.
as soon as I say it.
Caution is out.
Looks like the 10 just drifted up into the 4. Eric Wineland, that's actually the number 21.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look
He
here.
drifted
Just
up into the 21 of Eric Wineland, and round he went.
we're gonna look here at the 10 truck coming around, and he did. He drifted up into what I'm reading as the 4 truck, but you're saying that's Eric Wineland. That is Eric Wineland, and what's coming across my screen in the 4 truck, the 21 of Eric Wineland, just gets punted out there a little bit. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, and he got some decent damage on the rear end from that. So, wonder how bad the 10 touches. He's got a little damage as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too serious. It looks like everybody else got through there all right. As we come back to live racing,
And
Westholt currently out front.
you know who that's going to help out? That's Paul Strickland. He was 25 seconds back, so he'll get all that back and he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, and he might not have been on the same pit cycle either, so this is going to help Paul Strickland Jr. quite a bit. Uh, he'll be happy, and he'll be back in the thick of things here. Taking a quick look in on our top 10 here. We got Wes Hogue, Jonathan
Looks like we
Goke.
lost the 51. What happened to the 51?
So Jonathan Goke, Houston Hammer, Justin Knobloch, Josh Batista, Joshua Ophelia, Alan Bowles, Sean M. Butler, Alex Vasilio, and Joe Morganetti.
Well, it looks like the 51. He might have bailed out for tonight. Not sure what happened, but he might have other things going. He was fast tonight.
Yeah, Justin Fuller leading a lot of the race, really fast tonight. Really unfortunate to see that happen. Um, yeah, apparently he might have something else going on. But the beneficiary here is going to be some other guys. As we see Wes Hogue coming off of pit lane here. He's going to be the first guy coming off of pit road. I believe there's a couple guys still on the track, like Houston Hammer, I believe is still out there.
Yeah, Houston Hammer, Jonathan Goke, and Joe Morganetti. They all stayed out. Looks like.
All right.
Actually, Joe came in and he did pit.
Who was that pitted? Joe Morganetti?
Yeah, actually they all did pit. Well, they went through the pits actually.
Ah, so they figured they were good and said, we'll just take the lead.
Actually, Joe did pit. But the 12 truck Houston Hammer he did not pit. And
Take,
we will have a double file restart this time.
excellent. As we look in at the race weather here, just checking the track temp, down to 93. That's down quite a bit from the race start, so maybe these trucks are handling a little bit better here, as we're down probably 13 degrees on the track temp right now. So you're right about Paul Strickland Jr. As we look in on him again, Paul back in 6th place now. That's quite an amazing feat after where he was falling away from the lead group.
Yeah, he's running in 6th place. He should be really good. He's on the same strategy now, and he'll be good to. With 36 laps completed here, or 38 now. Sorry, uh, 18 laps to go. I'm thinking that they're going to be able to make it. I'm not sure.
We look at the 19 truck here. That is Styles there, Joshua Styles. I believe he's going to get a wave around at this point. He's got a little damage on the nose.
Yeah, and the 81 also. He's looking to get a waiver, and he has a pretty clean truck, so he'll be good to go.
It's the 81 of Alec Karen there. And those two will be back in good shape here, back on the lead lap and fighting here for this victory. As we know, Casey, you can come from, God, I think you can come from 20th in about 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, it doesn't take much here as long as you got a little bit of help, and you can just suck up on that draft, and you can be up the front in a couple laps.
So we take a quick look in on Joe Morganetti here. Just see where Joe started this race. Joe started back in 11th place, currently in 3rd, having a heck of a run. Haven't noticed too much damage for him. It's been hard to keep track of, mind you, so I'm not sure exactly who's been involved in everything, but Joe Morganetti, another contender in the 53 truck.
Yeah, he was strong last week and got in a wreck, and he's looking good here now. Good position. In the 25, we haven't mentioned much about him, Josh Batista. He started 23rd and he's running in 5th place right.
Yeah, Josh Batista in that Ream truck there, looking real nice out there. Oh, and he dirts off. He's topping up. There's a
That's
few
not a
guys.
bad move. There's a few guys here. That's a good move, I believe.
Yeah, a few guys here coming down. Probably going to get some fresh rubber as well. We'll stick with Josh here and have a look in. As it looks like he's going to get full service. Yeah, left side's going on right now. So Josh Batista, he'll be coming back out, and he'll definitely be one to finish out here. He's definitely got the gas. I think everybody can make it at this point, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you stayed out, you think you can make it because, like you said, they can race their way back up there pretty quick. So, I'm guessing that those guys out front they think they can make it as well.
Take another look in at our Caterpillar trucks here. They're sitting back in 6th and 7th place. Look for them to get lined up as well. And the 20 truck we haven't given a whole lot of airtime to either. That's Alex Vasilio, and he's been having himself a solid night in that Target truck.
Yeah, he's been quietly working his way up there, and everybody has a shot right now, and he's sitting in 5th place. So,
He's got the old "I'm loving it" on the back bumper, and I think someone give it a little loving there.
somebody took it literally there.
So coming down here as we got one to go to green, I believe 18 to go. Who we picking here, Casey? Who you got? I mean, you had Wes Hogg earlier on. Wes Hogue, sorry, Wes. You want to throw anybody else in there that you like?
Let me look through the field here. I still like that West Hogue, and we'll go with the 10 truck, Joshua Filia.
All right. I'm still going to keep riding with the two I got. They're still doing pretty good. Paul Strickland Jr. in 94 in 4th place. And I believe I've had Sean Butler in the one truck, and he's in 6th place. As we're ready to go green here, we take a look in on the 24 truck. Jonathan Goke out front. The green down and away.
Green flag.
53 is up high. Joe Morganetti. The 38 of Wes Hogue is going to follow down low here. As the guys kind of get a little spaced out here. A little bit of a strange start there. As not everybody seemed to go at the same time. But we're going to get them all lined up here. As that those two Caterpillar trucks are still intimidating when you see them together like they are.
Yeah, and they're waiting for each other there, and they're going to be strong. Like I said, I think they're just sitting back for the early part of the run, and they're going to be a force here.
Yeah, and they're going to line up. Oh, and the 20 goes up high, leaving the door open. And that's going to put the one truck there and the 77 on the first trucks on the outside. They are hooked up, and they're coming for the 24 of Jonathan Goke.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to lead this lap here. The 23 is going to be following them.
Yeah, as we see him go by on the high side, what a big run they got. 23 coming through of Jonathan Shipman with them. And it looks like the 24 and 38 are just sitting ducks there on the low side when we come down those straightaways.
Yeah, to have those 3 trucks on the outside, they're in the best position right now until the rest of the pack catches up.
We continue to watch this battle up front. The 77 and the 1 working good together. The 24 and the 38 working good together. 23 looking to see where he's going to go. You got Paul Strickland Jr. back there just doing his thing, still just kind of laying off. The 53's in there as well, Joe Morganetti. And the rest of them are all coming. Oh, and the 1 leaves the 77. Wow. Unless they're trying to control both lines here. Very strange move from the teammates.
Yeah, they might want to control both of those lines. It's worked for me before in a couple teammates.
Yeah, it can work out, but it also can put cars in between you and cause some havoc. I'm not sure about that move. We'll see how this plays out here.
Also, 77 might have been running hot, so he might have felt like he could pull down there and get that 77 some air.
Yeah, that's a good point and something I hadn't considered. You do run hot when you're doing a lot of push, and then maybe he just told him, "Go ahead and drop down. I need the fresh air."
Because now we got 5 trucks on the bottom there, and it's making a difference.
It really is. It does all the time. As a 24 jumps out of line here, that's Jonathan Goke. He's looking, trying to get back up to the front. This is what I was saying about this. Now there's cars in between them. We're looking 3 wide back there, as I believe that's Vasilio, isn't it?
Oh, the 24 and the 1 just touched.
Wow!
Oh, they did a great job.
What an excellent job
Wow.
from Sean Butler, wiggling down there, held it together and held it up to speed. He's still going.
Yeah, he didn't even lose the position.
And that was actually the 15 I was talking about. That was Justin Knobloch that was going on the high side. He's looking for places to go.
Yeah, if he could just get some help, sure he could make some moves like that.
He's down with 13 to go here.
Yeah, he gets a heck of a run on that outside line, and he just stalls out. He actually made a pass though out of it.
Yeah, if he ever gets any help up there, he's going to be dangerous because he is getting one heck of a run off of that top side.
The rest of the pack is caught up now, and we should see some really great battles now.
So we get the 77 of Alan Bowles, the leader that time by the 24 of Jonathan Goke, Jonathan Shipman, Sean Butler, Wes Hogue, all battling it out here.
That 15's taking a look to the outside again. He's just waiting for somebody to go with him.
Eventually someone's going to go with him, and we're going to have ourselves a 3 wide shootout here as we're down to 12 to go.
And the one car, he's pulled out of line.
Yeah, one car coming back up, looking to get back hooked up with his teammate of the 77 truck. I'm sure these guys, one way or another, will get back hooked up. '53 hanging in tough down there, third on the inside, Joe Morganetti. Josh Batista in the 25s in this mix, Wes Hogue, Knobloch, Wineland's still in there in the 121 truck.
Yeah, they're doing great here. Surprised nobody's pushed it 3 wide yet. Still waiting on that 15.
As we see Butler come down in front of Bowes, and now those two are lined up once again, the Caterpillar trucks with 11 to go. It'll be 10 to go at the line. Wow, I'm just holding my breath here, Casey, just waiting for something to happen. One of these guys is going to make a move shortly. We know these guys do not like to sit in line, and we're going to see some action here right shortly. Look back at guys like the 25 truck of Josh Batista and Eric Wineland, Joe Morganetti. One of these guys is going to stick their nose out there and take this thing 3 wide.
Oh, we have a contact. 24
Oh, 24 is around. No caution as of right now.
Oh.
That is going to devastate the 24 truck. That's Jonathan Shipman. Oh, what an unfortunate event there. No caution. He's just going to have to deal with it.
We have a new battle for the lead at 23 and 38.
Yet 23 of Jonathan Shipman and Wes Hogue. One low, one high, 2 Caterpillar trucks. And guess who's still in there? Justin Knobloch in that 15 truck. Watch out for him.
Yeah, they might have to wait a couple laps here until the rest of the pack catches up. Good run. Looks like the 77. Not sure which line he will take.
77 and the ones get themselves separated again, and that's going to leave it with only 9 to go here. It's going to give opportunities to everybody else.
Yeah, the front pack here is still split up from the second pack. We just got 7 cars up there, 7 trucks.
Yeah, those other guys back there better get themselves lined up if they want to get back up here. The 38 of West Hope darts down to the inside. He's looking for the lead.
And you see who's there, the 15.
15 right in this thing, Knobloch, as he takes it 3 wide again. Still nobody with him. The 77 goes with him instead of his own teammate. 38 of West Hope down the apron. Checking up. Will he hold the draft? Wes Hogue. Oh. He'll be that
help coming behind him.
Yeah, that's that bridge those guys needed to catch this pack. We're down to 8 to go, coming to 7 to go. Boy, things are heating up here as now Jonathan, who's up front? Justin Knobloch up front.
Wow, this is really shaked out. These trucks are starting to really break away from each other.
Well, with only 7 to go here, we'll take about 2 laps here. We'll get them all gathered back up, I would imagine. And then it's going to be on.
Yeah, that second pack's really tight right now, so I imagine they'll catch them, but it's going to take a couple. And then we got to worry about fuel.
Got to worry about fuel. I think they're all good on fuel, though. I'm hoping anyway.
Here's the one in the 77. Oh, the one.
The one continues to leave his teammate hanging.
I think the 77 was just too slow, and the one had that big run, and it wouldn't have worked.
I'm sure you're right. Maybe I shouldn't talk like that, but it looks to me like he continues to leave him. Maybe the 77 doesn't have the speed that the one does. Hard to tell.
And that second pack is there.
Yeah, they're definitely there. And all that action is actually going to allow even these other 2 cars, I believe that's Strickland there, and someone with him, they're going to get back in this too.
And here comes the 50 or the 15 and the 77.
Yeah, that 15 truck, Justin Knobloch, looks like he got that outside figured out, man. He's got speed up there.
Yeah, he gets such good runs, and it's going to be hard to beat a guy like that here.
So 5 to go here. And we've got the 77 jumps out of line. He's got no help at all. I think he might have been pushed out of line a little bit. The one's coming up the track to block that outside line. Oh, and he gets hit. Oh. A little wiggly there. Here we go, folks.
Wes Hogue is back up there now.
Wes Hogue right in this battle. Everybody back together now. No holds barred. These boys are not going to stop for anything. There is no lifting anymore.
And look who's in second. Oh no!
Oh, that 53 turns at 23. And there's going to be no caution yet again as we come down to 4 to go.
Oh, that was the 25 of Batista. He was looking good. I was just saying he was in second. I better stop talking about it.
As we go 3 wide here. The 14 on the high side now. That's Jared Bulliard. And they're going to leave him up there. It looks like he's going to get stuck up there alone. That's unfortunate for him. We got the 1 car of Sean Butler and the 15 of Justin Knobloch leading this thing. And Eric Wineland is back in this thing. Or is he laps down?
No, he's still in there.
Or my bad. The one who I'm reading, yes, Eric Wineland. I'm reading as a 4 truck on the track. is in the 21 in the standings. He is right back in this mix after he had some early troubles in this race.
Well, we got 3 laps to go here, coming to 2.
As we get the 23 of Jonathan Shipman down on the inside, the 53 of Joe Morganetti's going to push him right on through. They got the 12 right in there with them of Houston Hammer. That inside is very organized, very tightly bumper to bumper here.
I'm just waiting for that 15 to make a move here.
Yeah, the 15 definitely going to make a move at some point. We know he likes the high side. He's got that one truck of Sean Miller here. As we're coming around, only 2 to go. Coming around to 1 to go here.
Houston Hammer, last week's winner. Oh, and here we go. Wes Hogue on the outside, making it 3 wide.
Wes Hogue on the outside, and he's got himself a friend, but no, he jumps back down. He just couldn't get enough.
Yeah, couldn't get enough of a run, but
as these trucks dart in and out, coming to the line. We're down to 1 to go, folks.
who's it going to be here? We the one truck. He's looking pretty good. He's in the best position, I think. Unless 15 starts out on.
We got the 23 of Jonathan Shipman on the outside is Sean M. Butler. Justin Knobloch in that 15, second on the outside. Joe Morganetti's right in there as we go 3 and 4 wide down the backstretch. Contact! The 15 gets into the 23. He's wiggling. Oh, he didn't.
Oh, and here comes the 38th battling for the lead.
And those guys are wrecking. We got the 1. Oh, there's contact there. And Wes Hogue on the high side is going to drive on through. He's got help. Wes Hogue is going to take home this victory here. Oh, wait. We got
the... coming in.
At the line, Wes Hogue by a nose over Wineland. What a finish. Wow. There was all kinds of contact all over the track. Wes Hogue takes it home. Wouldn't you know it? One of the old veterans, one of the guys almost won the whole series last year. He is going to come home our race winner.
Wow, that was very impressive. He just stuck it out on the outside there, and everybody else wrecked around him, and he still had the 21 truck to push him by.
Yeah, that was amazing. That all the action there. We'll have to go back maybe and look at some of that. See if we can get a look at some of this stuff as we see Wes Hogue slowing down here. We'll take some time. We'll watch Wes Hogue do a few burnouts here. What a great job by Wes. You know, he avoided some stuff. He got hit the one time and kind of had to go down low, I believe, and fell way back, gathered himself back up, managed to avoid all the trouble. Here he is, our race winner here. And of the Rowdy's Dippn 150 at Talladega. What a great job by the 38 truck.
Yeah, he got the lucky lane there. The right move at the right time and the right.
Yeah, what an amazing sequence of events. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to pull all that back up for you guys, but it really was something. What an eventful race, Casey. I mean, you know, these guys put on a show, man. They race hard.
Yeah, it actually makes me want to get out there because, you know, they're hanging it all out there, and it looks really fun.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I mean, that's the way you want to race, man. There's just nothing better than just letting it all hang out. And, you know, when you get in some of these super speedway races at different places, and you know, so it's like a parade for 50 or 80 laps. There's no parade in here. They don't know. They don't know the meaning of that word. Anyway, what we're going to do, folks, we're going to take ourselves another quick break here. And when we come back, we'll do a little race analysis, perhaps. We'll get some interviews with our top three, and we'll get everything all settled out. We'll be right back. Shit. Yep. All right, welcome back to the Rowdy's Dippn 150 from Talladega Motor Speedway. What a race we just had, Casey. I mean, it's almost more than you can see, more than you can call. So much going on there, especially at the end. What a lot of excitement we had.
Yeah, everybody wants to win, and that's everybody's trying to get up there. And a little bit of contact, and a couple guys wrecked, but man, it was a heck of a finish to the end.
You got to feel bad for a couple of these guys. The 23 truck, that was Shipman. You had the 15 of Knobloch. I'm sure many more that were in position. You had the 51 who had to bail out. And even more than that, so many guys had a shot at this thing, man. It's just amazing to watch. When we watched qualifying, we seen, top 16 guys were within like, you know, 0.07 or something ridiculous. So we knew it'd be like this.
Yeah, there was plenty of guys that looked real strong tonight, and man, a couple, a couple misfortunes for a couple guys. I'm thinking of the 24. He was strong all night long, and just had that contact there, and kind of ended his night for a good.
All right. Well, let's get into our post-race report here. We'll get some interviews here with our finishers, and that'll be brought to you by the Angry Tree Guy. Currently, they're selling some hoodies and T-shirts. You guys go check them out. That's Angry Tree Guy. So right now, why don't we bring in Paul Strickland Jr. and we'll just see what Paul has to say. Paul, hey man, solid night tonight. I believe you come home somewhere around fifth. Hard to tell with all the mayhem. How'd you feel out there tonight?
Oh man, I feel a lot better this week than I did last week. Let me tell you, it was a much cleaner race. Guys had a great head on their shoulders. I think we put on a really good show tonight. Always kind of disappointed to not win a race, but it's very cool to see that your guys in your league put on a really good show here on Full Throttle TV. Yeah, man, we brought this Angry Tree Guy run a race car Tundra home fifth. We were really just kind of biding our time at the back of the pack, trying to just avoid any wrecks towards the end. And it's the first time I've actually been on the lead lap on the last lap and been with the pack. It's been a long time since I've finished fifth in the top five, let alone have a good clean race. But really excited for these guys. Great win by West that actually puts him in the points lead after last week's race. He's got a 5-point lead. That's all updated on Vidane.net. But man, what a race. I'm just trying to catch my breath and drink a nice cold Pepsi here to refresh myself.
Yeah, I bet you are, as we are. Wow, you're right, man. You guys put on a heck of a show. It was great. And we were watching you throughout the race, and we noticed, interesting to hear you say that you're kind of taking an easy lane back, because that's what we kind of noticed. It looked like you were a little like, let's let these guys battle and maybe bounce around a bit, and I'll play it safe here. And it really paid off for you, man.
Yeah, man, and I mean, along with Vidane being off since 2014, I've been off for as long. I've come back here and there for some of the new and exciting things that iRacing has to offer to try them out and stuff like that. But it's been a long time since I've been competitively racing weekly, and I got to be honest, I'm still kind of nervous in a pack, and a lot of guys showed that, and a lot of guys see that rather. But yeah, just kind of biding my time, staying out of trouble, and getting a good feel for everything, and came home with a decent finish.
Yeah, well, we thought you did a great job, and more than that, Vidane Racing coming back here put on a heck of a show, and these guys showed a lot of talent. I'm telling you, we've seen several guys get loose, get sent to the inside, below the line, all wiggly, hold it together right through green flag, get right back in line. I thought the league put on a great show. Your drivers showed the talent they have, and I'm sure everybody's glad to have you back, Paul, and to have Vidane Racing back in here.
Yeah, most definitely. We were off to a little bit of a rocky start last weekend, but I think we got all the cobwebs shaken out. Put on a great race tonight, great show with you guys as well, and just really looking forward to next week. We're actually top 5 in the points right now too, so I may very well be able to jump in with those rental race car street stocks at Stafford while wearing that very, very, very gorgeous championship belt.
Yeah, the championship belt. Almost forgot about that. Absolutely, that's in your sights, Paul. And congrats again on a great finish. And hopefully next week it can go just as well for you, man.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, sir. So, Casey, that was Paul Strickland. And I believe you've caught up with our second place finisher. That's Eric Wineland.
How do you do?
Hey, Eric, man, what a great finish you had there. What was you thinking coming in that last lap when you sitting back, what, in about 7th or 8th place?
I was frustrated coming to the white. I was wanting a third lane a little earlier than that. Granted, I haven't run the trucks too much on the super speedways lately since some changes were made to them, but I was just hoping the third lane would be there because I didn't want to get cooped up or stuck, and it didn't happen there till the very end. But I saw the run Alec had. I thought this is my chance. I had already lost a spot to Bose on the top, so decided to make the block, and well, man, it paid off from there. Pushed Wes out ahead. I saw that Alec made the move on the 1 in my mirror there in 3 after the melee, and thought if I could get Wes ahead, maybe I could give myself a shot once I was able to turn down, and I did as soon as I was clear. But 22 1,000's short, man.
Yeah, it was a great move on your part to get to that outside line. But man, that was so close. Just a little bit further down the track, and you would.
So, Eric,
Yeah, I go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna ask you, man, about some of the crazy events that were going on out there, man. We've seen a lot of trucks, just lose it a little bit, get a little bit wiggly, fan out 3 wide below the line, coming back in line. Just talk a little bit about your avoiding some of these situations and what you've seen from your perspective out there.
Well, Dean qualified P8, and I thought, okay, we'll kind of ride here, and off the start of the race there, and I kind of saw what was going on, and it's just a little too antsy for me. So I thankfully had some great eyes in the sky, and Brian Pashemi, he was helping me out there throughout the entire race as my spotter. Immediately just wanted to get back into the back of the pack, and then I just kind of pulled the ye old I'll ride in the back till it's go time strategy. And I knew I had the faster pair in the bank. They're coming with I think 8 to go is when I decided I wanted to get it in the mix. And from there, it was just, can I make the right move to get to the front? And may not have been the right move the entire time, but it worked out.
Yeah, boy, did it, man. Second place, and like I said, there was a lot of craziness going on out there, man. We really enjoyed it. Vidane Racing, you guys, you showed a lot of skill out there. Some of you guys haven't been in the truck too much, still put on a great show, showed a ton of skill, and you did too, Eric. I think you played it just perfect with all the patience, man. And congratulations on your second place finish tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Casey, for being in the broadcast booth, guys. Thank you to the guys that run Vidane. Sometimes their names don't get mentioned very often, but to put on this show, I used to watch this 6 years ago on Ian Plash's YouTube channel, and I thought this was something awesome I wanted to be a part of. Didn't get into iRacing until exactly 1 year ago, and since then it's been a wild ride to end up here, and I'll finish second to West Hogue. Maybe he'll pay me back someday.
Yeah, maybe he will. Well, great job once again, and we're gonna get Wes in here now. We'll make sure to relay that message to him.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, that was Eric Wineland there, Casey. Great job by our second place finisher.
Yeah, he did a great job, and just a little bit short, but man, I'm sure he'll take that second place and look to build on it next.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one guy who won't be taking second place, that's our winner, Mr. Wes Hogue. Wes, what a great run tonight, man. Some smart racing, some good comebacks, and ultimately the victory. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Some great feed as well. Man, that I don't have a voice. For those who were watching my Twitch for the ending of that race, they may have seen a little bit of emotion come out there at the end. But man, what a roller coaster of a race. We weren't sure we were going to get the field that we were looking for to start it off, but we got a good car count, and I feel like we put on a hell of a show.
Oh boy, did you. What it was so entertaining, Wes, and roller coaster, that is exactly right. We watched you ride around a lot up front, get into it, bumped a couple of times, or a couple of little problems that sent you backwards, and managed to persevere and come home, man. Talk a little bit more about these guys, man, the talent level out there, as I've seen several guys get loose, get bumped, and gather it back up, get back up on the track. I mean, pretty impressive stuff out there tonight.
The biggest scare was Sean Butler side by side. It may have been Jonathan Goke getting nailed in the on the backstretch and saving it. I'll tell you what about the talent that comes to each and every one of these races on Saturday nights. All these guys have several years of iRacing experience. All of these guys have several years of super speedway experience. You have your Jonathan Gokes, you have your Sean Butlers, your Sam Watsons, your Ian Plash, Strickler. I can go on and on about these guys that we're racing with. Justin Fuller, all of these guys are top notch talent, and we like to put on a show. We like to show that it's not just the talent that you see on the esports on NBCSN. That's not the only talent that's here on iRacing, and I feel like each and every week we're showing people a little bit more of that. But man, I'll tell you what, that last lap, I'll walk you through it a little bit here. I didn't want to move off the middle line, man. I was telling the guy behind me who kept on saying, "Hey, I'm going high," and I said, "I don't want to move. I didn't want to get steamrolled." Then coming out of 2, I realized it was either finish 6th, wreck, or win it. So I moved up high, and I didn't even look in my mirror. I didn't even know anybody was out there until the last second. I looked, and I followed through, and then I just saw the commotion behind me, and just held the wheel straight. That's the most I could do, and the rest was history coming off 4.
Yeah, it was quite an event, man. And there was a lot of guys who had a shot at this thing, man. We were watching the 15 truck of that was Knobloch. He had a fast truck there on the outside. You had Houston Hammer up front, Alan Bowes up front. I mean, there was so many guys that could have won this thing. But ultimately, you were Casey's pick, and Casey thought all along that you might have a good shot at this race.
Casey may have been the only one going into that. They who thought it. I was going into it to survive, and that's what you do going into these super speedway races. Is you try to survive and you try to be there for the last 10 laps, and if you can get that far, it's a feat within its own. And after that first incident at the beginning of the race, we all got one reset, and you never want to use that reset that early. And using it on the first lap, that kind of puts you in defensive mode for the rest of the race. But I got to give a shout out to Rowdy's Dipping Services for sponsoring this race. They are the premium liquid wrap services of Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to you guys. One hell of a show. You definitely you've redeemed yourself from last week. One great show. I'm getting nothing but great feedback from these guys. Shout out to Paul Strickland and Ian helping put this together. A few viewers I would like to give a shout out to. Casey Feaster, he is a dirt track legend in North Florida for the front wheel drives. One hell of a guy, one hell of a racer. Shout out as well to Nick Soriano as well as John Tavison, great spec Miata drivers. Justin Lapp, who is a near dear friend of mine and a fan of Vidane Racing. He's not a sim racer himself, but he loves to watch. And this win, I dedicate this to Kip Barker. Kip Barker was a sim racer for many, many years. I met him in '04 doing sim racing, and he lost his life in the middle of January of unsuspecting passing. So this one is for Kip. He was supposed to be in this league with us, but unfortunately he's not here. I feel like he was definitely with me there, and man, it's party time, man. And I'd like to make sure everybody knows at the end of the season, man, someone's getting a championship belt from Vidane Racing, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure it's me.
Man, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. A championship belt in the style of a wrestling belt. Just an amazing prize. I would love it to be me, but unfortunately I'm up in the booth. But we'll echo your sentiments on the sponsors. Some great sponsors here. And of course our race sponsor tonight, Rowdy's Dipping Services. We want everybody to go check them out on Facebook and give them some love.
Awesome, and we appreciate everybody that watches. We appreciate everybody that participates in these races. We appreciate all of our sponsors, including yourselves, putting on one heck of a show. And man, after that, it's hard to go back and back in Vidane. Vidane Racing, it's almost unheard of to go back to back. I think I'm coming out of this the points leader, so we'll see how next week goes, man. But there's only one way from here, and the only next thing to do is try to go back to back.
Yeah, well, congratulations again. And we can confirm, Wes, you got a 5 point lead in the standings right now. So great job. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you next week, man, next Saturday night. I believe, are we at Michigan next week?
I believe it's up in the air right now. We were doing testing with Michigan, and it wasn't exactly going up to par as planned. iRacing changed up a little bit of stuff that may have made Michigan not as raceable as it used to be. But if we can be there, we're going to be there. If not, we will be able to release an update to the schedule. But man, oh man, I don't even want to think about next week, man. I'm soaking this one in. I'm sitting at the tri-oval of the Busch Clash tomorrow in the 300 section. And I'm just tickled pink, man. What a win. Vidane Racing is back, guys. Vidane Racing is back.
Yeah, baby. I love it. All right, Wes. Congrats on your victory, man. Great interview. And we'll see you next week, brother.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, Casey. That was Wes Hogue, our race winner tonight, man. Sounds like one heck of a guy. Really excited to get the victory tonight.
Yeah, he was, man. I tell you, that's. I wish I could feel like that after some of these races, but man, he had a good.
He did. He did. He had a good piece. He took her home in the victory. And why don't we run down our finishing order here before I lose my breath with all these talks? So our results here. Finishing first is the 38 truck, Wes Hogue. Eric Wineland will be in second place. Sean M. Butler third. Joe Morganetti fourth. The 94, Paul Strickland Jr. comes home fifth. Houston Hammer is sixth. Alan Bowles seventh. Cody Fuller in eighth. Josh Batista in ninth. And Joshua Fila is going to be in 10th spot.
In 11th came home Alex. Sorry, I'm.
It's all right, Vasilio. Alex
Vasilio. Yes, I'll get it. I'll get it by next week. In 12th place came Keenan Kuzan, and 13th came Jonathan Joke, and Jonathan Chipman came home in 14th. Justin Noblock come in 15th. Jared Bolyard finished 16th. Alex Karen finished 17th. Joe Branch finished 18th. Joshua Stiles in the 19th position. And Justin Fuller, top 20.
I think we gave you all the tough ones there, Casey. Running out our field, Blake Reynolds had a little trouble tonight. Sam Watson had some trouble. Daniel Harrington and Bobby Sweeney will run out your field of 24 cars. Well, Casey, that was one heck of a race out there, man, and I'm truly I'm exhausted. I wasn't even in the car, not even a very long race, and just so much action to call. I mean, Just I keep saying it, but really, really, just a great race.
It really was, Dean. I mean, these guys they do this a lot, and they put on a heck of a show. They didn't leave us down for any action because they were on it every.
They really were. And after those interviews and after this race, we're just going to wrap it up here, folks. Make sure to come out and join us next Saturday at 8 p.m., where we may or may not be on Michigan, but we're going to have ourselves some super speedway racing. These guys are going to put on a heck of a show. You know they'll do that. These guys are aggressive. They don't stop. They start on lap one and they race the whole way through. I love these guys. Vidane Racing, man. This is going to be a lot of fun this year. All right. For me, Dean Doucette, and Casey McMullen Sr., that's going to wrap it up. Again, join us next Saturday, folks, and we'll call that a good night.